Gulfside has changed my perception of hospice in many ways. The first is that the interdisciplinary team approach really helped my family. I'm one of a large family, so there's 9 of us total, and we all came from different places in our thoughts about hospice and if my dad was ready for hospice. Some of my brothers and sisters thought that it was too soon and was wanted to seek treatment. My mother had been a caregiver for a long time and was very stressed out and needed more support than we could give as a family. My father was physically declining in so many different areas, from pulmonary disease and cancer and exacerbation of his emphysema. And I think as a family, we were just looking for some type of answer. So by the time my father transferred to a Gulfside Hospice care facility, my brothers and sisters and I were all on the same page. So that was really important, because then for the last 5 days while he was in the care center, it was nothing but celebrating his life. And so I think the perception was that quality and all the preparation, and for me, not having to be the caregiver to my brothers and sisters and just letting that go, having that trust that the team can do that, because sometimes some of us in the family tend to be the mediator and the facilitator, and I didn't have to do that, so it was really great. So the perception is trust in hospice, because it's really much more about pain and symptom control. It's about the holistic approach to the services for every single person, both immediate and extended family members. Once he was pain-free, but still coherent and alert, before he really started going into those last stages, we all flew in from various parts of the country, and the chaplains and the social workers and the nurses and the certified nurses' aides all had their own special ways of getting to know my dad. And then we would also tell stories about what was important to my dad. So for instance, for a while he was really having a hard time swallowing. He loved chocolate, so one of the certified nurses' aides every night made a special chocolate shake and said, "Vince, this is for you," and he would light up, and that was the only thing he could eat. So we all celebrated the chocolate for my dad because he loved that. He had a sweet tooth. But I think what was really, really important is they got to know my dad and how patriotic he was. And so they sang a lot of patriotic songs, "You're a Grand Old Flag," and one of the chaplains came in and played his guitar, and my dad had tears in his eyes as he was singing those songs. And then we also shared with the team that my dad is a big baseball fan, was a Cub fan for many, many, many years. He used to park cars underneath the L tracks when he was 10 years old in Chicago, and so baseball is in our family's blood. And so one of our chaplains knew that, and I would say this was about 2 days before he passed, and he was starting to go in and out of coherency. And when the chaplain sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and we all sang, my dad was just bright-eyed and alert, and I think he loved that, because I think that made him really happy. It brought us closer together to know that this is what Dad wants and this is what Mom wants, and now we can just celebrate Dad's life. So I think without it, my dad would have been he would have been in pain. I think his death would have probably not been as peaceful. He had a beautiful, peaceful death, and we were all there and praying and holding his hand. So I think that each of us was able to have the peace as well, because hospice was the conduit to mold us all together and to just let us be as a family, so we didn't have to worry about pain, symptoms, clinical issues. And I think without that, he probably would have died in a hospital, in a sterile environment, with nurses running in and out with IVs and who knows what else.